All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a bit of a situation to talk about today, and that is going to be the troubling state of the punishing Gray Raven community. Because I'm going to be honest, I've seen a couple of posts on Twitter. I've had a bit of personal experience with it myself, and there's always something that I have to say when it comes to niche communities, especially niche communities for gacha games. And without a doubt, punishing Gray Raven counts as a niche game with a niche community. And those communities typically have some of the most unhinged freaks playing the game, talking about it publicly, and perhaps most importantly of all, gatekeeping it from others. And the unfortunate result of these deranged individuals having so much of a sway over the public opinion of the game is that it makes everybody else playing it look like absolute fucking freaks. And you have a lot of people in the forefront that'll have really strong opinions, like, I guess we got do verified, by the way, saying to one of the biggest PGR creators in the space, Lena Sarah, "Stop talking, you are just a portable dishwasher. Nothing more." As you can clearly see, this guy probably doesn't go outside very often. And this is in response to her saying, probably gonna get dogpiled for this. Well, you definitely did. But the sheer volume of posts made in these fandoms, specifically PGRs, saying women can't play action games or insert gacha here isn't for women is both astounding and cringe. There's a reason a lot of women quit, and it's not the games that push them. So I'm gonna be honest here, right? Boys, you're all about having those big old titty women, the big old ass woman in your games, right? Because you're like, oh yes, this is what I like. Doing this or saying shit like this to female women players of your games is quite possibly one of the gayest things you could ever fucking do. You do realize those women in those games, those CGs, they're not real. They're not real people that you can like actually talk to or like touch or like anything like that. They're not real. And your desire to both gatekeep and keep out real women from playing your game is literally one of the gayest things you could ever possibly do. All you're ensuring is that the only people in your niche community are just other dudes. Straight up, you will only interact with other men, other real men, because you want to ostracize and take out every single female from this community because you don't know how to communicate in a human fucking way. Probably because the last time you went outside was when you got shots as an infant for like polio or some shit. And so with that, clearly there's a big fucking issue on at least this front when it comes to PGR. And the unfortunate thing about it, right, is because, well, PGR is slated to have some pretty goddamn big updates soon. One of the biggest updates of all, to be honest, is about, well, the Devil May Cry 5 collaboration, which is something that a lot of people are looking forward to, both the most dedicated PGR fans of all, as well as people that might not necessarily have played the game before. A lot of people have started it. A lot of people are currently grinding in PGR so that they can save up their resources to make sure that they have the strongest Dante and the strongest Virgil possible. And it's a good fit. It's a great addition to the genre. It's one of the most exciting collabs that we've ever seen in the history of the game. Or really, the history of gacha as a whole. But this is the thing, guys. You have people like... Let's look at this fucking... Guy is such a fucking loot. They're looking at the normies or the people outside of the community reacting to stuff like this. And now they're saying it, in quotation marks, has started. You might be wondering, oh, what does it mean? What could, maybe this is actually a positive maybe this is actually a positive post, Saint. Perhaps you're reading too much into what just these 3 words and some punctuation is. Let's dive a little bit down further. PGR is actually insane! Exclamation point, question mark. This new character looks sick. Where are the male characters, Kuro? Dent and Virgin from DMC. Gay sex. Real. Confirmed. 100%. This really just sounds like this guy's like latent fantasies or projection. Read what I said about here? I'm pretty sure this dumbass probably agrees with this statement. And so this really just seems like some sort of like latent desire in their heart coming to the surface. No wonder they're trying to gatekeep every single person with a fucking uterus from playing this game. Let's read a little bit further. How do I stop my post from getting quoted into Tectone's community? Well, the first thing you should probably do is just not be a fucking idiot. And you can clearly see over here, right? This is even more gatekeeping. This is even more of this niche community trying to stay niche. And you want to know what the unfortunate part of a niche community is, guys? How do you think these communities got niche in the first place? Because either the gameplay or the community itself was not conducive to normal society. All they managed to do by creating this whole sort of niche mindset was go ahead and filter. Oh, it's so good to filter. We get to keep all those dirty commoners away from our game because only like the premium and the best players ever, only the most elite players with the highest skill can enjoy the game like we do, and everybody else is just a lesser human being. It's just like, bro, all they do is filter out every single normal person from the population actively playing the game, and the only people that are left are fucking freaks. Losers. The literal dregs of society. People that if you walked into them, sorry, not into them, because nobody would get close. If you saw them on the street, you would either start sprinting away or you would call the police, because these guys are fucking unhinged. They're losers. And thankfully, because these games, they make it like their fetish, they place all their personal value on being good at a game that's single player and you're only playing against fucking AI, they just spend all their time grinding this game instead of going outside. And so thankfully, they're getting CC'd by the devs instead of going out and ruining society as a whole. So I guess we can thank Kuro Games and I guess Hoyoverse when it comes to ZZZ for doing that for us. And this is the thing, guys. When your game has a chance to get into the mainstream and actually gain more players, gain more funding, gain more support for the developers so that they can continue ensuring good updates, it seems like the biggest desire of these individuals is to go ahead and stop that from happening.
I want to be the only one that gets to enjoy punishing Grey Raven. I want to be the only one that gets to enjoy Shiyu defense since Endless Zone Zero.
And the unfortunate part about all of this is that there is such a massive chip on the shoulder of these people for being good at a single-player gacha game. Not even a fucking competitive one where you can actually exhibit your skill and mastery over other players. You can't actually fucking do that in a single-player game. Instead of that, what they do is they base their entire personality off of this. And the more people that play this, well, the harder it is for them to stand out. And so they're an extremely vocal, extremely brash, extremely annoying, and extremely toxic minority. And the end result is, guys, well, it turns off a lot of people from playing this game. All you need to do to find out who a fucking loser is simply go onto this post and see who's agreeing with them. Fushi-san 3, fucking bum. Ramen, comms open, also a fucking bum. Praying for y'all PGR fans. Command Dog, also a fucking bum. Who else in here is actually disagreeing with this statement? Tourist influx, another bum. You guys hate when someone new comes into your game, or what? Finally, it takes us about 10 comments to actually see somebody that isn't brain damaged. What else we got over here? Oh, another one. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God we got Kamul helping us over here. How long are you going to hate on one of the few CCs who's been with PGR for a long time? This guy is such a fake fan. He doesn't actually know that Sammy was here. The person that he's saying is this dirty tourist that shouldn't be playing the game, that needs to be filtered out immediately. He's actually been engaged with PGR for years. And this guy is actually so unknowledgeable, so stupid, and so... All right, I want to die. So anyways, in Minecraft, that was... Sorry, I just got stun locked over there. I see why people are like this. So they're mentally ill. And they just happen to be the most outspoken members of the Punishing Gray Raven community. And what that means is that normal people like you and me who play these games for fun, who might be playing these games a little bit more casually than others, who, I don't know, actually go outside and talk to normal people and don't just stare at PNGs every single day, you're going to be very turned off from wanting to engage with this game. The best fate that you're probably going to have is to just pretend this game doesn't exist on social media and you just consume it silently on the side. And this is the other thing. It also spreads into actual content creation itself. Let me talk a little bit about Twitch Tracker, which is going to go ahead and show you the average viewership for a game. Let's look at what PGR is looking like over here.
Damn, that's crazy. Damn, I wonder why nobody streams the game.
You want to know why? Do you want to know why nobody streams this fucking game? Because the second they do, their chat gets infested with a bunch of losers who haven't seen the inside of a shower in the past 3 months and will just start spamming the chat with,
Why aren't you doing this cancel? Oh, you're doing the rotation wrong. Oh, this guy's so shit at the game. Just quit already. Why are you even trying to stream this game and play it when you're not good? What's the point of you even trying this out?
and it happens in every single niche game. Because these losers, once again, these fucking losers, make it their entire personality to be good at a single-player gacha game, and can't stop talking about how good they are and how bad everybody else is, because that's the only way for them to have any recognition of self-worth in their entire fucking life. And you want to know an example of a game that's literally going down this path? 900 live viewers. Stream ZZZ. Look at anybody streaming in ZZZ. They get the same exact fucking experience. All you have are these bum losers who make it their entire personality, once again, to be good at a gacha game, except this time instead of PGR, it's ZZZ, and look what's happened to the fucking viewership. Nobody wants to watch this shit. Nobody wants to fucking stream it. Because all they do, when they log on, is basically just get harassed by a bunch of fucking freaks. And so, you can take this, honestly, as a warning sign for the ZZZ community, and a warning sign for anybody that might actually think about playing Punishing Gray Raven. Because boy, oh fucking boy, you're gonna get exposed to a level of fucking loser, degenerate, bum-ass behavior that you might have never seen before. Because this is the thing, we talk a lot about why the Genshin Impact, the Honkai Star Rail, the Wuthering Waves community, we could talk a lot about why they're not that good, but holy shit, the PGR community is literally the worst of them all. Every niche game community is always the worst of them all. And hopefully, when some of these mainstream exposures happen, like the Devil May Cry collab for PGR, or version 2.0 for Zenless Zone Zero, that can be a wave of new players, of actual normal fucking people, not freaks like this, that will come to the game and actually help, I don't know, repair the community. Think about this as like having like fucking, basically, people like this, they're a blood cancer that's basically killing the body. Elitists like EO, they're a blood cancer for ZZZ. And 2.0, or the DMC collab, is like a blood transfusion into the game that's trying to basically revitalize the entire experience. And unfortunately, what can occur from that is you can have those elitists, they'll still say the same exact fucking shit. They'll still keep up their gatekeeping garbage. And the end result, guys, is that it'll just drive all of those new players, or all of those returning players, right the fuck back out. That is why I am so skeptical about PGR gaining a lot of new players from this collab and gaining new life. And that's why I'm so skeptical about version 2.0 saving Zenless Zone Zero. Because the community is literally the biggest fucking barrier to the success of those games. And it's absolutely disgusting, the type of stuff that they'll say. And you also got people saying shit like this in ZZZ when they HP inflate the fucking game, and then every, let's just be honest here, bum-ass CC for ZZZ is just under here agreeing with it, going,
Yes, queen. cook 'em. Yes, gatekeep all those loser players with low skill from our casual gacha game. Yeah, we can't have normal people playing this game. Only people that play this game like a fucking job are the only ones that should be able to enjoy it like us.
Pathetic, bro. It's so pathetic. I'm glad this got ratioed into fucking oblivion, because hopefully you can see what sort of loser-ass behavior this is from such a, I don't know, like the actual public-facing part of the community. This is why I call ZZZ a niche game. We even have CCs for DMC, straight up just saying shit like not streaming PGR again until the DMC collab comes out. I've never played a gacha game in my life and thought it would be a fun experience to learn the game on stream, but didn't know chat would be toxic and backseat so hard. I was literally playing for the first time. I wonder why there's no growth. Let me know what you all think. Peace.